Okay, more coverage here from East-West All-Star Game and a Big 33 weekend here this year at Bishop McDevitt, and have really the dean, I think, of high school, writers for Penn Live, Eric Epler. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
I'm doing good, buddy. Yourself?
Well, fantastic. We've got a kind of a warm day here. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, well, nice. I mean, the fans are going to get a little bit warm, I think, out there. But overall, you always hope for a nice weather weekend like this. Talk a little bit about, the big change here, not only in venue, but the fact now that, this is the second year of East-West Big School, Small School. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they were turning. I mean, you were always sort of turning to a smaller venue, from the Big 33, making a transition from Hershey Park Stadium. It had become, and even this, when you look at the Whitfield Championships at Hines, they went away for a few years because the cost was rising. Just like everything else, the cost was just getting too much. So I did like the move when they made the transition to Central Dauphin, for a couple of seasons, just because it made sense. You were getting close to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people instead of trying to put 5,000 at that massive place in Hershey. So it made perfect sense. The reason to come over down to Bishop McDevitt is basically you've got the grounds to do everything you want during the week leading up to both games, both East-West games and, of course, the Big 33. And you've got a newer facility, number one. You've got ample parking. You've got sort of the areas to do what you need to do, particularly practice, even though they've gone to Susquehanna Township to practice for a day. I think Lower Dauphin, they used to practice there. So making the transition just made sense. Bishop McDevitt's, being a private school, too, they can sort of make their own rules as to what to charge or what to do. And so it made perfect sense. So I like having it here. Hopefully it'll stay here. I don't hear any grumblings about moving on.
Well, the key thing is keeping it in Dauphin County. There's so much support.
There certainly is. Obviously, I think Cumberland Valley would not mind having it being in Cumberland County. I think there's some other venues that would not mind having it. I know there are other venues across the state who would not mind having the event. But you're right. Being in Dauphin County is the main thing. And right now, this is a perfect fit. So I like it. I like having both games here. We talked about the split, big school, East school, or small school. That made sense too because a lot of good kids at the 2A, 3A, and 1A level were sort of just getting overlooked, or kind of making it to the final cut, but not all the way through. So it's a good thing to have split games.
And now they're even splitting up the game. They used to be kind of back-to-back. Now we've got the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And so really it's almost like, 2 games, but not back-to-back. What do you think about that format?
There's a lot going on. Number one is when I pulled in, the Big 33 cheerleaders are practicing there. There's food trucks out here. I know the Murph competition, which they've typically had, got canceled at the last minute. But there is a tremendous amount of buzz going on. And actually – there's a lot of people here right now, and you never know what to expect, spectator-wise, when you come to some of these things, because you always think it's just going to be parents, and if you're doing the math and you're saying, okay, 35 kids on a roster, 2 parents showing up, maybe the grandparents here and there, you're going to have a couple hundred people. I think you have way more than that.
Oh my God,
it's already, and we're still well before kickoff. So, so I appreciate the fact that the people are coming out. Yes, it's a nice day, so it's a good day to walk around. But to come out and get football. So you're right. You're splitting up a day. You do have the Hall of Fame induction. And I think there's something else in between that they're doing that was sort of a last-minute put together. So a lot of people are involved, a lot of people donating their time, and it's good to see.
Yeah, I can't believe I'll be honest with you, the change of venue looks like it's almost reinvigorated the East-West here. Not that, it wasn't reinvigorated by, starting the split games there last year. But like you said, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of people here early. All of the amenities that are around here. done a great job in putting that together. So, it's going to be interesting to see. Not only, obviously, this is an all Pennsylvania game, but it's going to be really interesting to see, how the Maryland fans will support, the Big 33 game, tomorrow. I mean, that's always the, kind of the great unknown.
Yeah, and obviously it's not a very far trip for them, but I've been hearing, publishing the, obviously the Maryland roster when it was unveiled. And a couple other tidbits about the Maryland team, and they're really excited about this team, and more so than in the last couple of years. Everyone here always looks, is there any Penn State recruits on on the Maryland roster? That seems to be the go-to.
Sure.
But you can't really judge a football team based on all the possibilities of where these guys are going, and so I'm looking forward to watching Maryland. I mean, they've got two incredible quarterbacks coming down here. They sling it around a lot. They know they have to score. They haven't scored in the past couple of years.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was all field goals.
So,
last.
I anticipate those guys going up top. Now, Pennsylvania's strength, obviously, one of their strengths is their secondary. It's a tremendous secondary. Mekhi Flowers, obviously the Penn State recruit, in center field there. But it'll be fun to watch because Maryland knows they have to come wide open. I know there's a certain percentage. You need to run a certain percentage. It's a very small percentage. But number one is you're not going to run on PA's front seven. You're just not going to. So they're going to have to open things up. I'm excited to see them because the two quarterbacks are coming in pretty good. Yeah,
I think it's going to be a great weekend. It's always great to hook up with Eric Epler, a guy I always look up to, and obviously the heart and soul of Pennsylvania football for Penn Live. Thanks a lot, and we'll have more interviews as the day goes on. Take care.